there, YouTube! It is so nice to see your beautiful face here today. You doing good? I hope so. So today I wanted to walk through the design process behind my PRISM OCs, V and Beats. Now, PRISM is a magical girl universe created by Jinja Ninja OWO. I'll link their channel below, please go check them out if you haven't already. The basics you need to know for designing a character in that universe are the magical girls have these little light companions called prisms, and their magic outfits and weapons have distinct themes as well as a limited color palette. So, let's get started! So V is actually based on a very old OC of mine whose name was Vibrant. I'd kind of abandoned her for a while, but once I heard about PRISM and the way their weapons worked, which was basically manipulating hard light based on imagination, I immediately thought about Vib because, hey, that's kind of what her deal was, so let's renew her, refresh her for PRISM. And thus V was born. The only piece of her old design left over is the cat ear headphones, and yes, I own a pair. So for her outfit theme, I went with pop star, idol, I don't really know what to call it. It very obviously has huge Vocaloid influences. I definitely reference Rin and Len mostly. I wanted to include a lot of big, fun, exaggerated bits like the big ol' shoes, the arm and leg covers, half sleeves, I don't know what you would call them, and the big zipper on the front just to give it a fun kind of whimsical magical girl feel. I didn't want to put her in a dress just because my fashion design experience is minimal at best, and I've always been better at drawing pants and stuff than skirts, and even though the girls don't really get to choose how their uniform looks, dresses aren't really the style. Her weapon theme that I went with is screens, and originally her weapon was just a tablet, like an iPad, that she held in her hands and could pull light forms off of into, physical rings and stuff, so she could make barriers, shoot bullets, stuff like that. And of course that was very cumbersome for her starting out, and I figure that once she gets more used to her prism and her powers, she figures, let's make this easier for me to use. And since the way the weapons work is only limited by the girl's imagination, I had her integrate the screen into her uniform as like those sound sensing light screen clothes you see sometimes. I thought that really fit with her theme too and helped bring the whole thing together cohesively. For her color palette, I did struggle a bit in the beginning, as you can see. I knew that I wanted her main color to be blue. All prisms have at least one main color and one accent color, and the more colors that are in a prism, the more powerful the magical girl. I tried a lot of variations with her colors, sticking with the bright blue accents for the most part, and eventually I settled kind of into what's a comfortable palette for me, what I like to call the shiny Umbreon, and that kind of was the base for settling into the rest of her color design. For her one accent color, I went with this teal green. I just thought it looked nice next to the darker blues, and it wasn't too far removed from the blue she already had going on. For the design of her prism companion, Beats, the prisms are just kind of like little dudes. That's the best way I describe them, little dudes. The only consistency is they all have some kind of tail. It's left up to the imagination what that can look like. And I hadn't seen anybody design a prism with a head tail yet, and I thought that could look really cool. So I did that and added a kind of like headphone jack on the end so that, that worked with their headphone-like adornments on the head and just sort of sold the whole music theming. And there you have it! I'll probably tweak V's design a bit in the future, but I thought it'd be fun to do a rundown of where she is right now. I'd love to do more of these breakdown speed paints in the future, so please let me know if you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you here next time. Bye!